Life is short. This statement resonates with an undeniable truth that strikes at the core of human existence. Since birth, our lives have been nothing but a ceaseless marathon of school, work, and a string of duties, seemingly stealing every waking moment away. Sometimes, it seems as if we are mere spectators of our lives, with time slipping through our fingers. This sense of urgency, this fear of time slipping away, is not a modern affliction. It has plagued humanity for centuries. Even the greatest minds throughout history have grappled with this concept. Aristotle pondered, the energy of the mind is the essence of life, suggesting that life's true meaning is found in our intellectual and reflective endeavors, not in the length of time we spend on earth. Shakespeare, in Macbeth, captured the fleeting nature of existence with out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. These reflections remind us that the perception of life's brevity is a universal concern, a shared human experience that transcends time and culture. But what if I told you that life isn't short at all? As a matter of fact, life might be the longest thing we're going to experience. This may sound paradoxical, if not altogether bewildering. However, when we delve into the profound wisdom of Seneca, the Roman philosopher, we find a compelling argument that challenges our conventional understanding of time. Today, we explore Seneca's timeless work on the shortness of life, which reveals how the brevity of life is not a matter of time itself, but of how we choose to use it. Seneca was a Roman philosopher and statesman, born about 4 BCE in what is now modern Spain. He rose to prominence during one of Rome's most chaotic periods, marked by political intrigue and power struggles. Despite his birth into a wealthy family, Seneca's life was filled with challenges. Renowned for his oratory and philosophical insights, he became an advisor to Emperor Nero, placing him at the center of courtly dangers. Charged with treason, Seneca was sent to Corsica in exile for 8 years, and even after his return, his position remained shaky enough that it ultimately got him into the most unfortunate position of being ordered by Nero to take his life, a fate which he accepted with the stoic resolution he had so long preached. Despite these adversities, Seneca did not hold the view that life was inherently short or meaningless. On the contrary, he said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." To Seneca, life could be long if used wisely, this being a principle which he himself had put into practice right at the end of his life. His end was not one of defeat, but a last act of philosophical conviction, an embracing of fate in calm and reason. In a world full of distractions, he warned against the frittering away of our days on meaningless enterprises, urging one to live a life of purposeful action. And his teachings challenge us to answer, are we wasting time, or are we truly living? It brings us to one of the boldest ideas of Seneca, that life is long enough if you know how to use it. The true length of life isn't the biological lifespan, but the time we spend on ourselves. While we may not find in his writings these exact words, this is the gist of what he had to say. Think of the amount of time that is spent on stuff which doesn't add any value to our lives. Whether it's endless scrolling through social media, binge watching shows, or stressing about things we can't control. We often let days slip by without actually making them count. What Seneca has to say remains applicable. The problem isn't how much time we have, but rather how we use it. The message is all the more valid today, with distractions at an all-time high and our attention being pulled a million different ways. Building off the idea of wasted time, Seneca offers a view from which one should revisit his or her habits. Are we so different from the people in this time, or are we merely finding new ways to waste time? So, what would Seneca say to us if he were here today? He probably would have said something like, give more value to time than to money. While money may be acquired and spent, time is strictly limited, lost irretrievably once it has passed. What Seneca would probably have meant by his advice is to live each day with intention and a purpose, focusing on what is truly important. He has shown through examples how to cut away from the distractions that drain us and do not add any value to our lives. What if we took that hour and had valuable conversations with a person, worked on a hobby, or just maintained silence instead of wasting hours on meaningless gossiping? It is rather about making conscious choices that align with what really matters to us. Our time will seem different if we are simply focused on what really matters. It's not just in grand gestures, but in small daily choices that amount to a fuller life. But how are these ancient ideas to be made relevant to our fast-paced modern lives? One way is through the practice of being present. This might simply mean setting aside some time each day with zero screen time. No phones, no computers, just being in the now. Another leading principle of Seneca's philosophy is to not delay happiness. We often tell ourselves that we'll be happy when we get that promotion, buy that house, or retire. But Seneca reminds us the future is not guaranteed, and that life you're planning for might never come. So why not find joy and meaning in the present? We're not telling you to give up on your goals, but don't you want to make the journey as fun as the destination? So how do we integrate all these ideas into our life? Instead of wasting your time watching reels, maybe use that to read a good book. Even 5 to 10 minutes of meditation and introspection a day can go a long way in transforming your life for the better. Not even the biggest of intentions protect one's time from the time vampires, social media, binge-watching shows, or endless notifications. Seneca would recognize these as new forms of old enemies, against which humankind has had to fight in his time. The difference today is that they come in a digital disguise, more seductive and relentless than ever before. But here's the thing, slaying these modern time vampires isn't just about cutting down on distractions, it's about creating space for what truly matters. Setting boundaries and making conscious decisions can be helpful here. For example, you might decide only to check your emails within specific hours of the day or use apps that limit your screen time. It's all about reclaiming your time and investing it in things that add real value to your life. Yet, more than making up for lost time, there is a better way to devote yourself to life's experience that cultivate and satiate you. A year when younger is all life, an untouched canvas that waits to be tinted with memories, adventure, and growth. Compare that to old age, in which it would seem as if a year passes by so much faster, filled with routine and reflection. The true length of life isn't just measured in years, but in the riches of experiences we create within those years. Reflect upon those moments that make you feel alive, traveling to new places, learning something new, quality time with family and friends, or that quiet moment of self-reflection. These are memories which seem to stay with us, the things that provide life with depth and meaning. Time will seem longer because our lives will be deeper in intensity as we opt to invest time in meaningful activities. It means living intentionally and creating life not just long in years, but rich in experience. And so as we take our time back from the thieves, the question we must ask is, are we truly living life to create memories? Or are we allowing the thieves to steal those moments from us? Well, this enables one to appreciate each single moment and live up to a long, fulfilling life. The question then becomes, once we have started to reclaim our time, how do we make the most of it? According to Seneca, one of the best ways to spend our time meaningfully is through thinking philosophically and reading. He argued that the only life truly lived was that spent in pursuit of wisdom and self-understanding. Reading is one of those ways for us to step away from the din of life and into ideas questioning us, eventually helping us grow. Seneca's philosophy is again not about mere contemplation, but about action. Be a curious individual and take small steps. You can try reading a few minutes each day, or reflect on some of the ideas here. We also have made a video on the art of reading. It gives detailed insight into what books to read and how to make meaningful interaction with them. You can find a link to this in the description below. So, what will you do today to start living in harmony with Seneca's philosophy? You can start with dedicating some time to reflect upon what you're doing every day, or just decide to get rid of certain distractions in your daily routine. The point is to do something. Take it one step at a time if necessary, but take that step. Seneca knew that the only life truly lived was a life of pursuit of wisdom and self-understanding, and the best time to embark on such a path is now. To take responsibility for your time is to take responsibility for your life. It's a matter of making choices that reflect your values and priorities, instead of letting the world decide how you will spend your days. If you found this video helpful and are interested in philosophy and self-improvement, then don't forget to like and subscribe. We are all in this together, doing our best to make the most of the time we have and to live the best life we can. Let us all support each other in the quest of wisdom and self-improvement. There is so much more to be explored, and we are beyond excited to be able to share that journey with you. Life may be the longest thing we do, but it is totally our call how to spend our life. So let's make a choice today to spend it wisely, seek out wisdom, and live each moment fully. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Remember, it's not about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years.